Hey everyone, I just want to talk to you guys for a few minutes about making a wig your own. So this was kind of an impromptu video. I have a long list of videos I'd like to make, but this one just sort of happened, and I just want to talk a little bit about this because it's something that I struggle with, and I am sure you guys do too. So let's just talk about this. Sometimes wigs are not perfect. Shocking, I know. But so how do I even approach this topic? So you all know, if you've purchased any number of wigs, that they don't always arrive the way that maybe you see them in pictures. I've talked about this before. This is not new information. But what to do about that is a whole other story. And so what I'm going to talk about right now is some things that I am doing and I am trying lately to really help me with this issue, because it's becoming more and more of an issue the more wigs I get. And so what happens is sometimes I get a wig out of the box and she is absolutely beautiful. I don't need to do anything to her. I can think of Girl Mono is one of those, a few of the Girl Monos that I've had. Perfect. I didn't need to really do much with them. What are some other ones? I would say Jameson is another that overall is just a really nice style, and I haven't need to make any modifications to Jameson. Christy by John Renault is another that is just a shake and go. I can wear her. But when I got her, she was trimmed a little bit by the person who owned her before me, so maybe I would have needed to do something. So there are wigs that I own that I've not needed to do anything to, and they're just perfect. Then there are wigs that I own that I've really loved, but I've had to do a few little things to them, like steam the bangs to get them off my face. I just posted a review of Scarlet by John Renault where I had to do that with Scarlet. So there's kind of a continuum. Right now, I have on Shayna by Tressalure. This is in the color Sheer Plumb. I think I have a review on her. I'm not sure. But I own Shayna in two other colors. So I have Shayna in Sugar Brulee, and I do have a review on that one. I wore that one a lot this past summer. I just love that style. But again, it wasn't an out-of-the-box style. I had to steam her a little bit, like right in this area, and then I thinned her slightly. I didn't film any of that because I'm pretty new. I mean, I've been filming now. I put my first YouTube review out late November last year. It's mid-October right now, so it's been almost a year, and I'm still learning. I just celebrated my 1-year wig wearing anniversary, so I don't feel I have enough experience to guide you guys on some of this because I'm still learning, and I don't want to steer anyone wrong. But one thing that I've been doing the last few days is really looking at some wigs that I don't wear a lot and figuring out how to really work with them. This particular Shayna is one of those. I didn't steam her and I didn't thin her. I kind of forgot that I had done that with the Sugar Brulee, and then I put this one on a little bit ago today, and I just was like, she's just blah. And so I thought, I'm gonna work with her. So I took my John Renault Peace Out Cream, which, guys, I love this stuff for really defining and creating a style in a bit of a shorter wig. So if you can afford to purchase the John Renault, it's called Peace Out Contour Fiber Cream. Hang on, this is an old bottle, but it's not a bottle, it's a tub. And I've barely used any. Look at that. Can you see it? I can see there's a glare. It lasts forever. I can't remember how much it costs, but it lasts forever. It's in a black tub now, and so it doesn't look quite like this. I got it on Amazon. I can link it in this video so that you can find it. It's priceless for me for shorter wigs that really need some definition and help. So I took the Peace Out Cream and I worked with the front, and I worked with this, and I scrunched it. Okay, better, but not great. So then I remembered that I thinned my other one a little bit. So I got out my thinning shears. Again, if you do not have thinning shears as a wig wearer, I really think it's worth it. These are just cheap ones I got on Amazon. Again, I can link them. There may be better quality. They're working okay for me now. I don't use them a whole lot, but I'm not an experienced stylist, so I don't know what I don't know. But what I just did, and this is what made me think I need to film this, is I started to thin little pieces where it felt like that was just too much volume. So over here, I thinned just a few pieces. And the way I did it, and there's lots of videos out there. So if you just Google thinning a wig, Taz has a good one. I watched a whole bunch of them early on, and then I haven't in a while. But everybody has a bit of a different style when it comes to thinning wigs. I have over thinned 2 wigs so far. So be careful. And so what I've learned is to go super slow and just do a little bit at a time. And so what I did was and the other thing that I learned is if you thin the top layers, depending on the hair, you might be able to see some uneven cuts. So a lot of times people will thin underneath. I've found the more curly a wig is, the more forgiving that wig is going to be. So I haven't had a problem with that. I think if you're gonna thin a straight wig, I'd probably leave the top layer to start and go underneath just to avoid seeing those cuts. So what I did was, I'm looking in the mirror behind my camera, is I just kind of looked and said, where does this look too heavy for me? And I said, okay, I'm just trying, because I already did a few, so I want to be careful. I'm just going to go up here. So I just grabbed a piece and I just cut, and then I sort of dragged it down and I pulled out the little bit of hair that I cut off. And then I just sort of put it back in place. And I sprayed it with water and I scrunched it, and I kind of did that over and over again. And this side is starting to look a lot better to me. It's just got more volume, and because what it's doing is it's creating a few layers in there. And so that was really, I mean, so far it's really made a difference. So like right up here feels really kind of top heavy to me. So let me grab, and I don't want to grab big thick pieces because you can't get it back. So just go really slowly. So make the snip and then drag it down. And that was a really small piece, so I didn't get much hair. See, not much hair. And then just kind of say, okay, does that work? I may need to spray it with more water and scrunch it. And I'm not going to do a whole lot, and then I'm going to just wear her and see what I think throughout the day. Weekends are a good time to do this if you don't work weekends, or weekdays that you don't work, because then you can kind of play around, wear it, look in the mirror a few times, see if there's something else that needs to be done, and it can be a work in progress. And so I just wanted to talk real quick with you guys about this, because I get messages all the time from people who are talking about their wigs just don't look like they do on you. And while I never ever give you guys a review on a wig that I've modified without telling you, because that's what I want to avoid. I don't want you to buy something because it looked fabulous on me and I did a lot to it. But by the same token, I also struggle with wigs, and there's a factor that affects reviews, especially initial reviews sometimes, that I think we as reviewers need to be aware of. And that's the honeymoon phase, or the new hair phase. I'm guilty of it too. I've gotten wigs in the past and gotten so excited about them and did a review right away and raved about it. And then after I wear it a little bit, I start to see the flaws. I start to see, it's just too heavy here and it's not laying right. Or sometimes when they're heavier in some places, multiple wears will bring that out, because gravity starts to impact the hair and it starts to lose maybe a little volume. If it has permatease, the permatease will settle, which makes the hair fibers lay differently. So over time, a wig can start to change how it looked from the beginning. And that could be another good opportunity to reassess the wig and see if you need to do anything. Do you need to just take a few little snips of thinning to create some texture, to create some layers? Do you need to take a regular scissors and do some trimming? Because sometimes when it starts to settle, maybe how the length lays is a little different. I'm not great with scissors. These are more forgiving to me because I don't know what I'm doing. So I get nervous to actually cut a wig, but I'm a little more comfortable with this, especially if I go really slow and I take my time. And a wig like Shayna is gonna be a good one to practice on because she's a lot of hair. She's got good density. She's got a lot of permatease. So it's gonna take a lot for me to screw her up. And so it's a good one to practice with. So anyway, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to go on and I wanted to talk a little bit about how to, keep working with your wigs. Use product on them. If you're not gonna wear it anyway, here's my philosophy. If you're not gonna sell it and you're not gonna wear it, what do you have to lose? Practice with it. Another one of my philosophies is weigh your risk. Did you purchase a wig gently used? Did you get one for a steal? Could that be one to practice on because the risk is a lot lower? You just have to ask yourself these questions. I know most of us would love to just be able to get shake and go wigs that we have to do nothing with. That's just simply not going to be the reality most of the time. And you're going to find yourself disappointed a lot unless you can start to learn how to do some of these things with your wigs. Use accessories. There's just so much that can be done. And I think it's a work in progress over time. So I just want to encourage you guys, don't give up on a wig that just isn't doing it for you. If it's not damaged, if it's not defective, and if you can afford to just practice and try some things, get your courage up and just do it. I get it if financially you can't afford that and you need to sell a wig that, you're not going to be able to wear right away. I just want you to be realistic. I've only been doing this for a year, but I have bought a ton of wigs, you guys. I have way went crazy, way overspent. I've had experience with probably, I should count it, I'm sure it's 50 wigs, 70. I mean, seriously, not all of them have I purchased. I've gotten some for reviews. I've had some wig sisters who've been really generous to me and have sent me wigs for free because they were wigs that they weren't going to wear anymore, and they felt, a couple of them just did it as a thank you for all of the videos I've done. A few of them are really good friends and I've sent them things. So I have a lot of experience in a very short period of time with wigs. I have really observed that, I've said it before, wigs are like snowflakes. No one is really the same. And so you will need at some point to get some experience with some of this if you're going to be wearing wigs for any period of time. I'm in my baby stages with this. I know people who do all kinds of things with wigs that I can't do yet. But this is one that I think most of us can get ourselves to. If I can, you can. Seriously, you guys, I'm like 2 left hands with hairstyling. And so if I can do it, you can do it. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. It wasn't really meant to be a tutorial because I'm not good enough yet, but I think it is just more of an encouragement, more of a, hey, I'm going through this too. And here's an example. Another example. Do I want to pause you? No, just hang on. I have Lucy right here. And I just adhered Shayna. Oh well, I'll take her off just to show you guys. It takes me 2 seconds to take her off. She might not even be stuck yet. She's not, because I literally just adhered her and I'm a little sweaty. So last night I did the same thing I'm doing right now as Shayna with Lucy. So I have a review of Lucy out there. Lucy is part of the John Renault Professional line, and it is professional, not professional. At least that's how it's spelled. And I have a review of Lucy. I like Lucy a lot. She's so comfortable. She's fully hand-tied cap. I got a really good deal from a Wig Sister on her. But there's some things I don't love about Lucy. And when I wore her to work one day, those things became a lot more evident to me. One of the things I don't love about Lucy is how she's really, really flat to the head and she's got some body down here. That's just not a style that is my cup of tea. And the reason for that is just my face shape. It tends to be rounder. It's really long. And so when I've got too much volume at the where my face is most round, I think it accentuates that volume. So I took Lucy last night and I took the thinning shears to her ever so slightly. Again, I don't want to ruin an expensive wig like this. So I was just looking at where I thought she was heaviest on the sides here, and I did exactly what I just did. And word to a word of warning, the straighter a wig is, the easier it is to use the thinning shears, because you can pull the hair out as you thin it. When it's curly like that, sometimes you can't pull it through all those curls. And so sometimes I just gotta like take the thinning shears off and then pull the hair out by hand. So keep that in mind. But and I don't know that I'm done with Lucy. I like her a lot better even today, but I don't want to overdo it. So I just said, okay, I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna wear her, and I'm gonna see if I can see areas that I think she still needs some more. You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to see if I can see one right now, just again to demonstrate. So I just went in, found where I needed it. Sometimes I'll do it just further down if I want it thinner on the bottom, but I don't want to thin up here. So I'm gonna start a little lower here, because where I think, and then I'm gonna pull her through. And did you see that hair come out? Because where I think I'm struggling the most is sort of here, you know, not really up above. So I don't want to start thinning up here, because I'm not having a problem with the volume up there. And so then when I do that, she starts to just lay a little bit differently, and she's not so clumpy heavy on the bottom, because she's got a lot of curls going on down here, and it can tend to clump it all down below. And so that's what I did last night. I just took little bits here and there, and I know I do have a little bit of an issue right up here. Again, I want to be so careful. And so I'm going to start low, and then I'm just going to pull that bit out. See it? It's not a lot. And then I'm going to put her back in place. And if I need to spray her a little with water just to lay it down right, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to do with Lucy. And that has, so far, I've not done, I actually thinned Lucy, for me, quite a bit last night. I wish I would have saved the clump. I did take a picture of the clump of hair, and I like Lucy so much better today. So again, if you have thinning shears, or if you can get some thinning shears, I would really consider how they might really enhance your wig wearing experience. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. As I get more experience with this stuff, I will absolutely share it with you, because I think this stuff is really important. These wig reviews are great, and I really love them, and I think it's really good to see a wig on a lot of people, but it's just one piece. And, you know, no matter how many reviews you watch, you are going to get a wig that isn't going to be exactly how you wanted it to be. That's the reality. So what are you going to do about it? Are you just going to mope around and be sad and feel like this is never going to work for you? Or are you going to take matters into your own hands and start trying to make them work for you? I think the latter is a better option, unless you don't have to wear wigs. But for those of us who do, I think if we can take some control back here, then we need to do that until something else changes. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.